Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and thank you all to 5,000 subscribers. So we just hit it, and I couldn't be happier. It's been 3 years in the making, and appreciate everyone that's kind of stuck through with me so far, to the ups, the downs, which we'll get a little bit into today. But couldn't be happier. I just hope that all of you guys are staying safe in these uncertain times. If you guys need anything from me, whether it's any sort of advice or whether it's any just, I guess, somebody to talk to, feel free to reach out to me on all my different platforms, whether it's YouTube, whether it's any of these ones that are in the below, the Facebook, Instagram. Reach out to me, whether it's financial, personal, just somebody to randomly bounce anything off of. Yeah, I'm here for you guys. So in other news, wanted to basically just talk to you guys and say, show you where we're at. We've basically gained, I want to say, about $45,000 from the recent lows in the portfolio. So we'll touch a little bit on that as well. But for you guys that haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do that. About 73% of you guys that watched over the past 28 days have not done that already. So please do me a favor for us and the rest of the community. Please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to us, and we love to continue to grow the channel and the community. And just for you guys that haven't really done it yet, feel free to check out my boy Captain Ryan. Let's just jump over to his channel really quick and show you guys that Captain Ryan is one of the better YouTubers out there. He is having a live stream like he does every single Friday night. Actually, here it is here. So I'll leave that in the description as well down below for you guys. Live in 7 hours, 9 p.m. Eastern time. My boy from Virginia, he's the man, and he is a fountain of knowledge and truth. So really hope you guys have an opportunity to check him out. He is one of the better ones in the community. Should be up there with Graham Stephan and financial education and PPCE in my opinion. So hopefully we'll get him to the 20,000 mark here pretty soon, 19.2. So one of the OGs, love watching his channel. He's a really great guy and has really good advice for all of us. So hopping into the actual portfolio, I know I skipped to it a little bit earlier, but we are about $45,000 from the low, but we are still about 65,000, 66,000 from the highs. But we're creeping up almost again to that $400,000 mark. Things are looking great. For those of you guys that blinked your eyes, we're up to over $14,000 in 12-month forward income, which is a blast, which has been fun. That has exploded massively just due to the fact that I've been buying like a storm. This $35,000 is what I've been buying, I guess, over the past 3 weeks or so, since the end of February, so almost about 4 weeks now. But some of them are up, some of them are down, but I think what this is really going to help you guys see is, even on certain times like this, if you continue to buy through the cycle, you'll be able to make some substantial purchases for yourself. Granted, some of these were bought a little bit too early, so sometimes these were bought multiple times, like Boeing is a good example, Stag Industrial, Southern Company, BlackRock. But some of these positions, man, I mean, you can just see some of them that I was able to buy at closer to the lows are up 40, 20, 10%, and that all is able to bring my cost basis down. Some of these are new positions, like let me see, where are new positions? Southern is a relatively new position, but a lot of these are really just chipping away at that old cost basis that I had, really lowering the cost basis through time to allow me to just continue to hold these high quality companies for the long term. Yes, some of these other companies in here, one of them or two of them may go bankrupt. I mean, that is potentially inevitable in sometimes times like this. But if you hold the quality companies that have great balance sheets throughout time, I think that you'll be phenomenally beneficial for you and your wallet in the long term. Think of companies like 3M, Caterpillar, Wells Fargo, Shell even. I mean, some of these companies are just absolutely phenomenal, and if you buy them at the right price, even Boeing for an example, yeah, they might have had a short-term crash crunch, but in terms of how much money they have cash flowing, the backlog of orders that they have, I mean, they have over like 4,000 planes in backlog. Granted, maybe 25% of them get canceled this month because of what happens. Even still, that means they have 3,000 planes in back order, and they can't make 3,000 planes overnight. So they have plenty of work for them to do and hold them up in the long term. So sometimes you just have to take a step back and view visually what's going on. Yes, I'm still down on some of the purchases I've made over the past month, but like I said, we're going to continue to buy, lower the cost basis when you see it happen. I think overall it's about $37,000 that I've invested. It's given me about $2,000, $2,200 in annual payments. Yes, I know Boeing suspended the dividend and whatnot, but overall, approximately $2,200 in forward income, which leads me back to this bad boy. $14,000 in forward income looks phenomenal. Just looking here, we're about to get approximately, let me zoom in a little bit. For 2020, we're looking at about 13,500 at the moment. That's not including any reinvestment. That's not including any additional capital that I add to the portfolio for the rest of the year. And then 2020, when you have that full 12-month cycle kind of coming through, you're going to end up with about 14,100. Those of you guys that remember, the goal is around 14,000 for 2020. So slowly chipping away at it. We're only $500 away, but we're only almost at April now. But I think that everyone should really just make sure that when certain times like these happen, it's truly beneficial for you to take a step back, breathe, become a little bit unemotional with respect to these things. If you get emotional, you'll probably sell too early or you'll buy too soon, and just be consistent. Look for the high quality companies. Look for what you want to buy. Keep in mind that yes, that's not saying you can't go buy risky stocks. If they're bottom feeders or they don't have the cash flow. But just keep in mind when you're buying something like this, be aware of the risks, right? I mean, everything that we're investing in, whether it's real estate, whether it's stock market, is all balancing risk versus reward. Yes, you can find these really good deals that, let's just say you go up 10x in a matter of a month, whether that's buying penny stocks 6 months ago or whether that's bottom feeding off of the current market and the volatility that we're seeing at the moment. But keep in mind that with that 10x return, there might be an inherent risk that you then have to swallow. So you might say, oh, it's down 90% from all-time highs, but keep in mind, that is what you're potentially looking at. I mean, some of them are a little bit more overdone than others. I'll take Wells Fargo, for example, has a phenomenal balance sheet, has great cash flow, and I don't think Wells Fargo or anyone's going to, or 30% of the population or 40% of the US population is going to stop using Wells Fargo overnight. So that being said, I think that one may be a little bit overdone. Sometimes the market is irrational, but hey, it is what it is. I'll tell you one thing that I have never done before, which I don't understand why I haven't, is I made a quick watch list. So what I was like, I have so much things that I can pull up on this spreadsheet. Why don't I actually just like duplicate a particular portfolio part of it? And you could easily just erase some of these things. For example, let's just remove some of these manual tabs, and you can easily move them out of the way as well, and bring in some of the more important stuff like what the beta is, what the 52-week low is. So let's just take like 52-week high, 52-week low, and the percentages that we're off at the moment. You can kind of just quickly move them ahead, whoops, over here really quick, or just hide some of these. I mean, you can make it real simple, or you can move stuff really quickly. Um, and let's just like quickly erase some of this stuff here, and you can see a lot of this information kind of immediately goes away for us here. Did that little quickly, so let me just do this really quick, show you guys what I mean. And you can easily just like add in, a company really quick. Like let's just take like Apple for existence, Microsoft. And I kind of already started this because these are companies that are in my watch list. So for example, you're going to see how quickly that these basically can come up and go away relatively quickly. All this information that you want, is pulling almost instantaneously. And I never thought of this before, but I mean, with the ability to be able to move these columns relatively easily and adjust it to however you want. Some of these spreadsheets are just really flexible, and you can do this in Excel as well. But I mean, what I was basically looking at here is what percentage are we off of our 52-week low, and if there's some real bottom feeders that we can find out here. So Target's already way up, stuff like that, and I think what ends up happening is sometimes you get blinded by your cost basis that you have in a particular stock. And so what I wanted to do was almost take, for example, the 52-week low and highlight that, most importantly, and be like, okay, well, how much of a percentage are we off? Like Apple's already off 48%, but that's probably just because it's been on a tear regardless of whether or not we're in this recent market volatility or not. But even still, Google might be a good purchase at the moment because we're only 10% off of all-time lows there for the past 52 weeks. Berkshire, oh man, I mean, Berkshire at $180. I mean, I was just thinking the other day, it's $441 billion market cap at the moment. Keep in mind they have $128 billion in cash. So you take that away, you're looking at, let's just say conservatively, 25% of the market cap goes away just based off of what you're looking at, what the company can produce in terms of earnings. I mean, then you start thinking, it's just like, well, is the company that makes like 50 to 60 billion dollars before you start getting into tax and depreciation worth it for 300 to 350 billion dollars? And I'm starting to shake my head. Yes. I mean, you start getting to some of these valuations and start understanding what's going on, and you're looking at some pretty high quality companies here. But I mean, you can just add really quick and start seeing, is it worth it to buy? One of the things I've actually tried to experiment is if you can kind of put some logic into here, have like a buy sell sort of button in here, so where you can basically be like, okay, well, Wells Fargo is below a PE at 10, is that something you can buy? But then also keep in mind that some of these are delayed, right? So these are based off the most recent earning quarter, or what have you. So Wells Fargo might jump up to say 10 or 12 PE once this most recent quarter comes in, as they have some write-offs, some charge-offs from credit cards, some mortgage write-offs and charge-offs as well. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys a brief synopsis of what's going on with me. Obviously the channel, 5,000 subscribers now. 72% of you guys aren't watching or subscribing rather, and some of the things I'm really discovering about myself as well as the tracker, and the happiness that I have of continuing to invest in the current mantra that I've seen, and continuing to invest throughout the cycle. Granted, yes, I know I'm down 5%, and some people might be upset with that, but I'll be down 5% if I'm able to continue my continuous cash flow and invest in high quality companies that maybe we continue to go down from here. Maybe go down another 10, 20, 30%, where we're 50, 60% down from all-time highs. I'm fine with that. I'm 28. I have a very long time horizon. I have cash coming in every month where I'm investing 40, 50% of my gross income before taxes into these companies. And not only that, I'm making $1,100, almost $1,200 a month just reinvesting these dividends into other companies. So that's $40, $50 a month or a year increase in my annual salary just based on the fact that I'm reinvesting those dividends. And all the money that I'm making from Shopify, YouTube, all is going back into the portfolio. I mean, whether it's continue to maybe create more businesses or anything like that, it is what it is. I mean, I think what people just need to recognize is like the possibilities are legitimately endless when you start to do some of these things. It's a lot of fun first and foremost. So maybe I'm just weird, and maybe that's just my habit and hobby. But yeah, I love it. And anyway, hope this video finds you guys great. Hope this video finds you guys well. This was a first take, so I'm just gonna publish this. I told my friend I'd pick her up. We'd go to the grocery store because some things are locking down here in Trinidad. So non-essentials and stuff like that. But yeah, things are going great with respect to the portfolio, continuing to see the vision, continuing to contribute. Looking forward to Ryan's live stream later tonight. I'm going to post this bad boy up and maybe slap the intro on it and just call it a day. First take, I thought it was great. No real needs for edits. I thought it was really good, and really appreciate you guys stopping by and continuing to support the channel, support the community. And any questions, leave them down in the comment section, or hit me up on Google or Instagram or Facebook or anything that you can see down below. Love you guys. Thanks so much. Real euphoric. Past three and some change years have been great, and hoping for 3 and some change more, or maybe even longer than that. We'll see. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Cheers.